I'm in Imsouane in Morocco. I've been here for about 10 days and I'm here for another 10. Let's talk about it. So if your algorithm is anything like mine, you will have seen countless amount of videos and posts about this small surf town in Morocco. It's a little fisherman's village which has become a surf town and is a hotspot for surfers, beginners to intermediates and advanced alike. Now I came here because I wanted to surf. I got injured back in November in Sri Lanka and I haven't been able to surf since, so this was kind of my recovery. My recovery was finished and I wanted to come and get back in the water. And I'd seen countless amount of posts and videos about this small town, about the longest right-hander in Africa, at least in Morocco. Now it is a beautiful place. I'm not going to call it a town because it's such a small place. It's literally a 5 or 6 minute walk from where I'm staying to get down to the surf, to all of the restaurants, and there's not many restaurants. Now, from looking at social media before I came, I was kind of hyped and I thought that this would be another really cool place to tick off the list, and I thought that I would easily be able to spend 3 weeks here. So I booked for 3 weeks and came straight out. Now, I am really enjoying it and I'm more than happy to stay here for another week or so, but it has really surprised me. Not in a negative way, because the surf is great, the food is great, and the locals are really friendly. But if I had to describe this place, I would call it a movie set. It genuinely feels like it was created or built for a movie and then everyone just moved out. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the story of this town and how it's got to where it is today, but it genuinely doesn't feel like any locals live here. In fact, I don't think any locals live here because we've priced them out. And what's happened is it's now just essentially a surf spot for Europeans and Westerners alike. So it's not overly that cheap here. You're paying £3 or £4 for a coffee. You're paying £3 to £5 for a meal, and the surfing is, I think it's £10 a day to have the board hire with the wetsuit. So it's not crazy expensive, but it's also not as budget and travel friendly as I maybe thought it was. My accommodation is costing me about €20 a day, but I got a discounted rate because I booked it in advance and I paid for 3 weeks up front. But I think the going rate is up to about 30 to 40 euros a night. Obviously there's surf camps here which tend to be slightly more expensive as well because you get everything included. But yeah, it has been a bit of a surprise and a bit of a shock to what this place is actually like. Like I said, I've really enjoyed it and I've loved my time here and I'm looking forward to continuing to spend time here. I've got a nice little routine. I've got like the restaurant and the cafes that I like, but it just doesn't feel authentic at all. It doesn't feel like I'm in Morocco. I genuinely feel like I could be anywhere. That's why I call it a movie set, because it just feels like everyone has moved out and now we're here to surf and skate and eat food and enjoy the sun, but it just doesn't feel like it's got that much character. And I'm led to believe that I'm still here at a relatively good part of the season, so it's not completely dead yet. And maybe it's better when it is really busy, but there are a lot of people here, and when you go down and I'm having lunch and stuff, you can still see up to about 150 people in the water. Like, it's super busy here. And because it is just the one sort of stretch of water in the bay, it does get really, really busy. And the other thing, which again, I wasn't really told when I was looking at social media, you just get these highlight reels of how amazing a place is and how great the wave is. The current is so strong. So what happens is when you paddle out, you kind of have to paddle all the way around. Once you get into the lineup, you catch a wave or not in some cases. In my case, I've definitely crashed out more than once. You end up getting taken all the way into the middle section, and then it's really hard to paddle all the way back round because the current is so strong. And what happens is everyone tends to either catch a wave in or struggle to catch the waves in, and you come all the way round to the bottom part of the beach, and then people are getting out of the water because you can't paddle back in because the current is too strong, and then you have to walk like 5 or 10 minutes all the way round back to the entrance point at like the pier, and then you have to paddle back round. So you just find that you're you're paddling, you're surfing, and then you are walking all the way around and so on and so forth. And it seems like that's the case for everyone. I mean, some of the better, more advanced surfers, I'm sure the locals that live here, they probably spend more time in the water than they do walking around, but it took me a few days to get used to it. And whilst I feel like I am comfortable going out and I can get out and catch waves and things, and I can crash a lot as well, it is another factor to add. I mean, when I was surfing in Asia, you have like the lovely channel, you can just paddle back round and it's super straightforward. You just have your sets, then you sort of paddle back round. And I know surfing in Europe and the kind of Atlantic is very different to Asia, but it's just something to bear in mind if you are thinking of coming and surfing here. Yeah, I've got another week or so here, and then I'm heading back to the UK. My intention for coming here, as I said, was to just start surfing again after injury. I had an injury where I pretty much couldn't walk for 5 or 6 weeks, and it took a lot of rehab and a lot of work to get myself back to full strength. So I just wanted to come out and make sure that I could still surf, I could still get in the water and feel confident and comfortable without sort of having that fear after being injured while surfing. And also I just wanted to kind of slow down. I'm in a bit of a transition point with my life, and I traveled for 3 years and now I am returning back to the UK, and I just want somewhere nice and slow where I can just have an easy routine and surf whilst I figure out what it is that I want to do next. And I do feel like I've come to a conclusion now about where I want to go and what I want to do, and that is back in the UK. So I am going to be moving home after 3 years of travel. So that is a lot to sort of take in, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to come and slow down in a place like this, just to let everything integrate a bit and let everything just come back to some sort of baseline before I actually get back home and I commit to sort of a bit more of a longer term future in the UK. So I don't necessarily know what that is going to look like completely yet. I've not made any solid decisions or commitments in terms of work or where to live, that kind of thing. Initially, I'll be moving back in with parents, and I've got a couple meetings about some work and stuff. So I will keep you guys updated with everything that happens about moving back to the UK. And I will do some more videos based on that. I am here for another 10 days, and the next few weeks of content will all be about living in the UK, rebuilding after traveling, and just having that shift from this lifestyle, this nomadic lifestyle, into actually finding my space back in the UK and all of the routines, hobbies, and experiences that come with that. And I'll let you guys know how that goes. So like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've been to Imsouane, let me know your thoughts, because I would love to know if you agree with me or disagree with me that it is a film set. But I would come back. It's been awesome, and there's no hate or negativity from me about this place. Just thought I would let you guys into a little bit more about what it's like here, because I know from looking at social media sometimes you think, oh my God, this place is going to be incredible. Then you get there and Insta versus reality kicks in and you go, I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I love it here. I've loved my time here. And I probably would come back, but it wouldn't be that high up on my list. I would like to go and try some new surf towns. So again, comment surf towns in Europe below so I can go and check them out and visit them. Anyway, I will see you on the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.